And what's going on, everyone? Brocco here with my first ever College Football 25 Dynasty series featuring Appalachian State. In this series, I'm only going to be recruiting and trying to develop players while the CPU will be playing the games. I'll be sure to cut the highlights from each game and break down any of the big plays that happen. When it comes to the recruiting side, to save time and some boredom, I'll highlight big recruits and major signings we get throughout the year, as well as any players we miss out on to other schools. Now first, let's take a look at some key players for the 2024 Mountaineers. Our first key player, senior offensive captain and quarterback Joey Aguilar. 6'3", 220, hailing from the West Coast. For an 85 overall, his attributes seem pretty good going into his last year. He seems to have a little speed, but may have a hard time holding onto the ball in the open field. But with the gold sleight of hand ability, he'll be best on play action fakes. And now to the defensive captain, quarterback Ethan Johnson. At 5'11 and 195, Johnson's a two-star DB straight from North Carolina. He won't make any crazy catches, but his attributes show he's definitely going to be pestering his receivers and getting to any ball carrier quickly. Here's a quick look at his physical abilities. Another major piece of the offense, junior guard Thomas Schrader. 6'5", 305, he's going to be a hoss on the front lines. Schrader comes with a pocket shield ability that will greatly improve his pass blocking. And lastly, we have senior wide receiver Caden Robinson. With 91 speed, he'll probably be the focal point of the offense throughout the season. He has mental abilities that will keep his head on his shoulders in tough road games, as well as physical abilities that make him extra shifty. Now let's get right into our first game of the season against the UAB Blazers, traveling to Boone for App State's home opener. And right at opening kickoff, we're starting the season with a bang. Return man for UAB heads upfield only to be hit and fumbles the ball. We recover and set ourselves up for an easy scoring opportunity. 3rd and 3 at the goal line, Aguilar drops back looking for a receiver in the end zone only to find an opposing DB waiting for him. After the play, it seems like Aguilar was explaining what went wrong to his teammates. A deeper look at the play shows Tariq Watson clearly sitting in front of the receiver and making an easy play on the ball. And here's UAB's first possession. Running back Lee Beebe Jr. will break to the left and walk in for the easy score, putting the Blazers up 7-0 early. Later in the first, Aguilar looking to make up for that early interception, throwing for the end zone again, only to have it picked off on nearly the same spot from the previous drive. 2 interceptions early is not exactly what newly hired Coach Murray is looking for out of his senior quarterback. In the second quarter now, Blazers quarterback Jacob Zeno checking down to his man Cam Shanks, who fights his way in and puts the Blazers up 14-0 here in the first half. 14 unanswered points does not bode well for this Mountaineers team. But right before the half, Sean Collins looking to give the team a bit of a spark. Zeno dropping back, and Collins gets in for a huge sack near the goal line. Zeno's definitely going to feel that one for the rest of the game. He takes that hit right on his left side and is drilled into the ground. So now the Mountaineers have their first possession of the second half. Aguilar dropping back and finds a wide open Caden Robinson who beats his man easy and will go all the way. What started as a very lopsided game has now had a bit of a momentum shift. Another look at the play shows Robinson was at least 5 yards ahead of his defender before catching it in stride, and the crowd in Boone has snapped back into home opener mode. Later in the third, Zeno with time in the pocket looking for Brandon Buckhalter in the end zone, only for Miles Farmer to get up and snag it down. And the Mountaineers are now rolling with full steam ahead and looking to tie things up on the ensuing possession. 3rd and goal at the 1, Aguilar fakes the handoff and finds Kanan Hamlet over the middle for the easy score, and we're all tied up heading into the fourth quarter. 5 minutes left in the game, Aguilar will find Michael Hetzel in the back corner of the end zone to take the lead, making it 21-14 Mountaineers. If the crowd was asleep during the first half, they are definitely awake now. Later on in the fourth, another Mountaineers possession leads to a Christian Horn touchdown, putting App State up by 14 points late in the game. Horn takes some time to salute the crowd and celebrate with his teammates. And if that doesn't seal the game, this next play definitely does. Zeno will drop back looking to find TJ Jones, who doesn't even know the ball's coming his way. The ball bounces off his shoulder pads and Ronald Clark tracks it for the INT. Slower look at this play shows just how good Clark was at keeping his eye on the ball, staying active for the snag. And that wraps up Game 1 in Boone, with the Mountaineers turning a rough start into a dominating win with a final score of 28-14. After a couple of early interceptions, Joey Aguilar ends the day with Player of the Game honors and a stat line of 303 yards passing and 4 touchdowns, with a completion percentage of almost 79%. Lastly, here's a quick look at the top 25 after just 1 week. Feel free to pause the video and check out the list if you want to. And here's a look at the Heisman race 1 weekend, with Oklahoma State's Ollie Gordon leading the charge early. And a quick look at your National Players of the Week: Percy Calhoun of San Jose State and Luke Altmaier from Illinois. And next week's matchup has us traveling to Death Valley to take on number 2 Clemson, which will surely be a tough game. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave any comments below. Catch you guys next week.